Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Puffco Peak Pro dab of the day. Today is Friday. Hello, everybody. Many of us, if not all of us, have said things before that we wished we had not said. We wish we'd taken them back. Well, that means that many of us, if not all of us, wished that we had thought before we had spoken. We wished that we had taken our time to think about our words before we said them. Let's discuss how you can do that. How can you think about your words before you speak them? First, you have to understand how important your words are, the spoken word. Some people even may have been taught by their parents to think before the words come out of their mouths, but many others haven't. If you're in the latter category of haven't, you'll seriously need to think before you say something that you shouldn't. Let's discuss. Our words truly reflect who we are. When I was growing up, Mom taught me and my sister not to use swear words. I thought you just wanted us to be polite, but there was a deeper reason. Being polite is nice, but beyond that, Mom was teaching us the words you use determine your character. They affect not only yourself, but also how people perceive you and what kind of person they think you are. Words have power. Politically correct? Come on, right? It's changing words to nicer words. That's all it is, okay? It's about thinking before we speak. I will tell you that I could say a dozen words right now, which in the 70s were okay to use, describing groups of people, people themselves, and I'm here to tell you they're not nice today. So over the years, what happens is we adopt different words and different phrases. The point is that if you make the words nicer, they will not have as much negativity. Because words can hurt or help people. Words have that power, like I said, and part of the power is they can be good or evil. What you say to a person can really hurt them, emotionally and mentally. Even though, as the saying goes, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Not true. Words do hurt, but they can also help. So it's important to make sure that the words we use help people instead of hurt them. Our emotions can make us say things we don't mean. Think about it. Think about how many times you've maybe been angry in a heated argument with somebody and things came out of your mouth you didn't want to say. You thought them, they were there, but you knew as soon as you said them, holy moly, I shouldn't have said that. Well, you might have assumed intention on the other person's part. Think about it. You might be upset at someone because you thought they had intentions to hurt you. And as a result, you lash out at them because of it. And it becomes a vicious cycle unless people truly say what they mean. But not everyone has the intention of hurting us. Sometimes people say things that are interpreted as the opposite of what they're intended to. So make sure you talk with these people to see what they actually mean before you assume anything. We might be overreacting. Think about it. When we think someone said or did something hurtful to us, our emotions go on their own. They go through the roof. Automatic instinct takes over. Well, it could very well be an overreaction. maybe instead we need to make sure what they said warrants our emotional outburst, because many times it doesn't. We're off to the races, boom, and it's really, why is that person doing that? It didn't say anything. So we have to be careful. And you have to really do it in the context, because relationships with other people normally shouldn't warrant those words. There's one thing to explode in anger to a brother, a best friend, a sister, or a spouse, but it's another thing to do it to a boss or another superior or someone in authority. You need to assess whether you're about to say something appropriate for the kind of relationship you have with a certain person. And on the same token, you need to think about the situation, because if it's a time, say, when you're at work or a company party, then it's the best time to keep your mouth shut and talk later. So we might be judging too harshly in all of this. Too many people judge the other person before they've heard the whole story. It's too easy to jump to conclusions, to get angry. And then we say things that may or may not be true, because we're in that emotional reaction to a harsh judgment, and we just fly off the handle. We haven't thought before our words came out of our mouth. So if we automatically start criticizing and judging another person, they're going to get defensive. And when it happens, more negativity happens. It's a cycle, and it can get really ugly. And words can truly destroy relationships. You've got to understand that. Because the more negative words that are spoken to a person over time, the more it damages them. And it damages the relationship between the two people. Think about it. Would you want to stay in a relationship with someone who's constantly calling you names and saying mean things? Of course not. So words could absolutely destroy a relationship, because words, what we say, can affect other people's action. My mom was an anorexic because my grandfather, when he was angry at her one day, and she was a thin person to begin with when she was young, called her fat. And then she went into self-loathing and hurting herself. Because guess what can't happen, unfortunately, in words, with words? You can't take them back. Sorry. Wrong answer. You can't take them back. Never. Once you say it, it's out there. It's the verbal internet. You can never take it back. You can try, but it won't work. Taking back what you say is like trying to put air back in a balloon. It don't work. Doesn't matter how much you try. It won't change the fact that the words are out there forever. What is the bottom line, Senior Stoner, about words, about what we say? The bottom line is we must own what we say. I own everything I do and say. I'm responsible for my actions. You cannot say to somebody a bad thing and walk away. You've got to own what you're saying. If you enjoyed today's discussion about thinking before you speak, hit me up with a subscription on Senior Stoner, please. If you want to send me your comments, I reply to all of them and truly enjoy them. This has been the Real Senior Stoner today, Friday, talking about words. Talking about talking. That's right. Boy, you really got to think before you speak, or you can put your foot in your mouth. A smelly, stinky foot in your mouth. I've been there. Take a moment, go slow, think about it, and you'll say to yourself, wow, what an epiphany. I do that. I need to talk, but I need to talk after I thought what I want to say. Hope you enjoyed today's discussion. Have a great day, everybody. And remember, try to think before you speak. Cheers.